Hello there, I'm back. Um, oh God, this fucking hernia. Excuse me. Um, right, some of you will not be aware. Obviously, this will be going across this video. Will be going across Twitter and Facebook. Some of you will not be aware. I'm going to check. I haven't turned the volume down this time. I was actually rushed into hospital yesterday morning. Well, lunchtime-ish. Forgive me for not remembering the exact time. On my way up the road from Felixstowe, my hernia really started swelling, and nothing like I've had before. Honestly, this was blinding pain. And that was thereafter followed by a panic attack, which I thought was remarkably good timing. So I got to Brampton Hut, couldn't feel my hands, my head was on fire. I felt like my whole fucking body was on fire. With a culmination of these two things. So I called an ambulance, because I'm still driving, Called an ambulance, and that was that. No surgery's been done. Surgery's still scheduled for next week, but I was kept in overnight for observation, because I think, as one of the consultants put it, I was in so much pain. So that's calmed down a lot now. I was kept in overnight. I did sleep quite well eventually. They eventually moved me out of A&E into a proper ward, so that was okay. So that's fine. But I have been absent for some. I did manage to get a message out on social media, but anyway, I've come back to the council being very confused, apparently. Now, at the beginning of the month, just after I'd been illegally detained in the cells for 2 days by a desk sergeant who laughed at the pain I was in with my hernia. Hope you're happy now, mate. Oh, you'd have been happy if I fucking died, wouldn't you? You had a good laugh about that too. Ha 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 ha! You died from a fucking hernia! Ha ha ha! That's fucking hilarious! You'll have to watch previous videos to understand that. Now, I went to court in August, and I've just checked that I'd paid this. They came out with some ridiculous amount of money, 70% of which was like the fines for court orders, court warrants, illegal arrest warrants, all their usual crap that they never signed, anything else. Well, they got the court order wrong because they put the wrong date of birth on it. So what I did was I paid that amount of money for this year, because I hadn't paid any of this year. Last weekend, they came around my house on a Saturday morning, bailiffs and police both, sucking each other's dicks and telling each other how wonderful they were, what goose-stepping neo-Nazi motherfuckers they were, and how fantastic that was. And they threatened to put me in prison by Sunday night if I didn't come up with that same amount, which was over £1,000, which I did. So that was last year's paid off, but at the beginning of the month they sent me a means form and said I owed them £448, which at the time was for last year's. That was the amount I owed them minus all the court fees, right? So I sent that back. I'd heard nothing until they came knocking on the door. When I wasn't here, by the way. They just dropped in one of their illegal arrest warrants and then sent them against the coppers round when I still wasn't here. And I phoned up the bailiff and he said, "Oh, we don't know why they sent that out." Now we do. So I've now come home to 2 letters. Apparently they've got a special arrangement. I've no idea what that is. With the recovery team with Pathfinder House's number on it. Huntingdonshire District Council. Listen right to these guys, people. It's Huntingdonshire District Council, Pathfinder House, St Mary's Street, Huntingdon, PE 29 3TN. Do write to them and let them know what you think about these videos, especially. So they've said thanks for that payment, which clears the balance due for last year. Upon receipt of your financial details form requesting that we consider setting up a payment plan for this year arrears, and this is where they're now saying the £448 comes in. Of course, they've been caught with their fingers in the till taking money for court fines. because I transferred all that money directly last weekend to their account and nothing has been said. They've decided I've got sufficient money. It's nice of them. To clear this amount in 3 payments. Now, this is where it gets even more confusing, because apparently I was supposed to pay one of them on the 10th of December. Now, I've just got both these letters today. So, how I was supposed to do that, I don't know. And then this other letter says I'm supposed to pay it on the 23rd of December, or by the 23rd of December. So you'll have to sort that one out yourself, guys. I don't know. Do you want it like on the 17th or something? Like in the middle? And if we do not receive the first payment, we will continue to collect the amount due using the enforcement powers granted to us under our liability order. So they can just keep using the same liability order apparently over and over again. They can be using it in 10 years when I don't make a payment. Now, I'm a bit confused, guys, because, as I mentioned at the beginning, when I paid that money initially and said it was for this year, I thereafter owed £145.93 for the months of December and January. So I don't know where you've got £448.84 from. Absolutely no fucking clue. Apart from which, even if this was real, I made you a reasonable offer of £40 a month and you've decided to refuse that. So really, legally, and we know you don't obey the law, but legally you don't have a leg to stand on by demanding more, do you? So I don't know what you're doing. That amount actually is very close to, the first payment is very close to what I'm due. Allegedly. Due them. But that, as far as I'm concerned, unless you send me proof somehow that I seem to owe another £300 on top of that, I don't actually know where you've got those amounts from. And as Chris Green and Marston said, I don't know. They don't know why they sent that form out. That's what he said. Now, it wasn't recorded, but I'm sure you can trust me. Quite incredible I've come up with another £300. Unsigned, of course. Their usual trick. Yours sincerely, local taxation section. And they've sent me another means form, which I think is great. I mean, why would I fill that in when you didn't even know why you sent the last one out, to be honest? And then completely ignored it when you got it back. But apparently they decided that because this is quite funny. Where is it? I've lost it now. When making this decision, we took into account that you've already included £120 per month to your budget towards the council tax, and that you've included over £500 allocated to non-essential items listed under the column headed additional spending. What the fuck's that got to do with anything? That is my means form. You now are legally required to put expenditure for beer, cigarettes, whatever, on these things. So I'm sure that you're legally required on your end to actually pay attention to that somehow. So now they're actually just trying to steal from me. This is where this is. Last weekend, Ian Davies of the council, who actioned that illegal arrest warrant, which was unsigned, of course, did steal from me, and he's been reported for theft to the police. But now they're actually just blatantly trying to steal. There's no fucking warrants or fucking anything. Now they're just making shit fucking figures up. It really is quite fantastic. So I've got until the 23rd or the beginning of the week to pay something on a letter which I've just received. That'll be getting added to the emails to the police. Don't worry.